Hey everybody, it's me, Angela Walters. Welcome to this week's live chat. I get on here every Thursday at 3 p.m. Central, chat about quilting, do a little giveaway, just basically have a really fun time. So if you're watching this live, I'm so glad you came. And if you are watching this live, be sure to chat your questions because Jessica is here behind the camera monitoring that, and she'll give me the questions at the end so I can answer them for you. Plus, if you're watching live, leave a comment in the live chat because some lucky person is going to win this fat quarter bundle, 15 rainbow beautiful fat quarters. So all you have to do is just leave a comment. Jessica's picking the winner, so tell her how funny, pretty, young she is. Whatever you think will help you win, and I'll announce the winner at the end. So super excited today because in today's live chat, I'm announcing all the details for the newest Free Motion Challenge Quilting Along. Now, if you're like, what is that? It's a video series I put together about 2 times a year. And this video series is like a free class where we quilt together and learn a technique, and it's just a whole kind of fun thing. And today, I'm going to show you all the details about that. It's quite the undertaking. All the details come together for this one moment. So I'm super, super excited to show you. I'm going to tell you all the details, tell you all the things, but I got to show you first. This is what we're going to be working on. And the reason I show this first is because somebody mentioned in the picture, they noticed the quilt is bound. Yes, everybody, it is bound. Not only that, I bound it myself, and there are witnesses that saw it happen. In fact, there were pictures taken, exclamations given, people passing out. It was quite the thing. But you know, every once in a while, you just never know what I'm going to do. Anyway, I'm excited to show you a little bit about what we're going to be talking about with this Free Motion Challenge. So without any further ado, let's get right to it. So you probably already can guess the topic for this Free Motion Challenge Quilting Along video series is going to be dot-to-dot quilting. Now, dot-to-dot quilting is a little bit different than what we've done so far. Like in the last couple challenges, it's very block-based, although you can use it in different areas of your quilts, and it's more about quilting motifs. Whereas in the last few, we've done more kind of all over, so kind of switching it up a bit. And I want to point out that this video series starts January 2nd. That's right, it starts all the way next year. Well, I say next year, that's like 6 weeks from now. But I want to go ahead and get it on the schedule because there's a lot happening with the holiday seasons and everything coming through. So it may seem like I'm super early, but I'm on time for once, it feels like. So the videos will actually start January 2nd, gives you plenty of time to get all your stuff together, get yourself excited about it, and it could be a great bucket list or a great New Year's resolution. I'm going to learn how to machine quilt or improve my skills to quilt the quilts I have laying around. So I thought, you know, that's a good time to do this in January. So super excited about that. Even though it's starting in January, I'm going to show you all the details, and we'll have some live chats leading up to it that will kind of, you know, how do you get started, kind of more beginner stuff. Because this video series is for you. If you are a brand new machine quilter, haven't had any quilting experience, great. If you do have some quilting experience, but you want to kind of, you know, get some different designs and kind of improve your skills, perfect. Or if you just need design inspiration, then it's going to be for you. So we're going to hit all of those gamuts. And how it's going to work is we're going to release a video every week starting January 2nd, and every week we'll tackle a different topic. So for instance, the first week, we're going to talk about the 2 basic shapes that make up dot-to-dot quilting. All the designs that you're getting ready to see and all the pictures really come together thanks to 2 simple shapes. And when you see that, you might think, oh my gosh, that's crazy. And then we're going to build off of it and learn a lot of different designs and a lot of different applications of this. But unlike just a regular old video series, I have live check-ins every week during my live chats where you can ask specific questions about that week's challenge video, or in general, free motion quilting questions, and just a great way to connect and make sure that you know you're being successful with all the things that we're learning. So starting in January, so very, very excited about that. But let me show you what we're going to talk about. So when I talk about dot-to-dot quilting, I'm just talking about using reference points or dots on our quilts to create these intricate looking patterns that are actually much easier than they look. And we're going to talk about how to create those shapes. So for instance, how do I use, the quilting to highlight the center of a block? How do I use these designs to draw attention to an area I want to show off? Or to draw attention away from an area I'm trying to hide? So as we're working through these videos, I'm not only going to show you how to quilt these designs, I'm going to break them down very manageable shapes, but I'm also going to give you suggestions and tips on where to use them on your quilts. Because isn't that the main question, right? I can know how to quilt 20 different swirls, but if I don't know where to actually use them on my quilts, they're not going to be very helpful for me. So I'll show you actual quilted examples, give you suggestions, give you design ideas. I'll just kind of overwhelm you with how awesome this technique is, and then you'll be able to use it on your technique, on your quilts and your quilt tops. So as we work through it, it's kind of like we're going to build off of those basic shapes, and we're going to learn how we can combine quilting, how we can break up bigger blocks, how we can combine smaller blocks to make them easier to quilt. We're going to hit all the things. And then, like I said, we're going to see them in actual blocks and quilts, because it's, like I said, one thing to know how to quilt it, another thing to know where to do it. So by the time we're done, in those 5 videos, we're gonna hit just so many different designs in a non-overwhelming, encouraging way, and we're gonna learn those. It's gonna be a lot of fun. So the video series, totally free. So there's no cost to participate. I'll tell you more about that here in a second. But if you're already kind of thinking like, yeah, I think I might try that, there's no fee to join. It's very, very easy. So a lot of cool different designs. And like always, I'm going to have free quilting diagrams in a tip sheet for every week. So truly, if you are wanting to learn how to free motion quilt, this is going to be the way to go about doing that. So free quilting diagrams, free videos, free live check-ins. Like what else is there to do, I do know that learning how to machine quilt can be intimidating and scary. And so we're going to do it all together, and we're going to have fun with it. Now, for all of my Free Motion Challenge Quilting Along video series, I always have exclusive products, and this is no different. So I'm going to show you all the things you can buy if you want. They're not required to participate in the challenge, but I'm pretty sure getting them will, make the experience a lot better. I do want to point out that these are available for pre-order. They're not going to ship until December. So, the challenge doesn't start until January, so we got plenty of time to get that all ready. So just heads up on that. First of all, we know the panel, we just saw that, the dot-to-dot panel. This is the panel or the fabric that I'll be quilting during the videos. So if you want to quilt along with me on the same panel, this is going to be a great option for you. And I have my quilted one a little bit closer here if you want to see a little bit more of that detail. So what's fun about the panel is it gives you the illusion of quilting a pieced quilt without having to actually piece the quilt. Being able to design these panels specifically for the challenge has been such a fun highlight of doing all this, because I know that I want to teach this design in a triangle and I need an irregular area for there. So it's a lot of fun getting to create the things I want to use. So this panel is a great way to jump right into it. And for the last few challenges, I have offered different sizes. So I listen to the suggestions that come through. Sometimes I can, do it. Sometimes I can't. And having different size options was definitely something that was requested. The small panel, or the regular panel, is 42 by 50, and that's that one I held up right here. Great size for practicing quilting without the big, overwhelming, quilt. But if you're working on a long arm or you want something bigger to snuggle under, we will have a bigger option as well, so the 59 by 70. Not a whole lot of difference, but just enough to give you a different option. The design in the center is very, very similar. You might notice a couple of differences, a little more spread out on the bigger one, but same basic shapes, same areas that we'll be filling in. So whether you want the smaller one or the bigger one, totally up to you. Now I usually, I'm getting ahead of myself. For limited time only, if you buy the large panel and the small panel, you can get the small panel for half off. So it's like almost $25 off the purchase of the two of them. So it's a really good deal. We didn't do this last time. They kind of decided to do it as a special promo just for you all. It's not going to last very long. So if you want to take advantage of that promo code, there is a link in the description box, or you can scan that QR code and check that out. So use the promo code FreeMotion. I was going to make the promo code Angela is awesome, but they said that's too long. So we went with FreeMotion. So if you want to get both, get half off. And then for a limited time, of course, we have collectible pins that you'll get for free as well, while supplies last. And these pins are about 2 inches round, and I've done it for the last few challenges. And in my mind, they're kind of like flair. They're kind of like, your little pin. You can see all the challenges that you've done over the years. So you can collect that as well, and that comes with the panel. So there's those options. But I did put together a little bit of a smaller option. So in the past, I have done pillow panels, just because when I get to going with all this stuff, I'm like, oh, this is so much fun. The pillow panels are great even smaller option for you. So they're like 21 by 42. They come with 2 squares on them. So if you're just not sure about it, you want it something a little bit smaller, you can definitely quilt along with the challenge on these if you want something like that. And so I have an example right here. I'll show you where I've quilted mine. And this is only half of it. Of course, it comes with 2 squares. There's just other ones behind me right there. And so again, just a nice smaller option if you want to practice or if you want matching pillows. And you can tell I didn't bind this one. So there goes my binding streak. It's gone. So there is a pillow panel option. And like I said, if you want to quilt along, you can still get some, quilt the different designs in those different areas. A good rule of thumb, if you want to get the pillow panel, a yard of fabric-ish should give you enough to do 2 of those, 1 panel, 2 blocks, and have a little bit extra for binding. So that's just a rule of thumb there. So you can see some details of quilting on that pillow panel. My thought is throughout the challenge, I would show all the designs for week 1 on 1 square and all the designs for week 2 on another square, and just kind of have that as an example as well. Really, it is like a choose your own adventure. Or is it more like Goldilocks, right? This one is too big, that one is too small, this one is just right. So we're trying to have a lot of different options there so we can hit everybody where they are with their machine quilting skills. But regardless of what panel you use, we're going to have a lot of fun learning these different designs. Now, if you do decide to get the panel, there are some optional add-ons. The backing kit, you can see here, it's from the collection I designed for this. We'll see some of the fat quarters here in a second, but the backing includes fabric for the binding and the backing, so nice option there. And if you purchase these with the panel, you get a discount with it as well. Now, I love the way borders look. I don't love piecing them, but I know that some of you do. And so the last few times I've put together optional border kits as well. So if you wanted to add a lovely border to your panel, you want to make it a little bit bigger, we do have that option as well. And this border panel is going to add a beautiful rainbow look around the outside. And what I love about it is it looks pieced, but it's not. So it looks much more difficult than it is. It'll be our secret. We won't tell anybody, right? And we have the borders for the small and the large one as well. So you can see how pretty that is. And I do have just one of the panels right here. You can see how fun that is. So basically they're just strips that you'll just cut out along the lines and sew, and the panel will come with instructions for that. So just a nice little rainbow option. Is there anything more happy than a rainbow? I love it. So you do have the option to add borders if you want. And you can see a picture of them right there. So again, just a nice rainbow around your quilt. And of course, coordinating threads. My favorite thing of all of this is picking out the threads that go with the border or the panels. I know it's hard in a picture or, to kind of pick out threads, so I've done the work for you. Yes, it's my favorite thing, but I sacrifice for you. Okay, well, not so much a sacrifice, right? But still, if you want to get the coordinating threads, you can. Or if you have some on hand, you're going to need a green, an orange, a yellow, a pink, and a blue. So kind of a fun option, again, if you want to partake in that. And like I said, I have the coordinating prints that go with it. So basically all the colors that I've used in the panel and the borders, I kind of pulled out into its own yardage, just in case you want to make your own embellishments, make your own borders, create your own kind of effects, kind of fun. And there's 15 different colors there. Like I said, I am giving away 1 fat quarter bundle of all the different colors to 1 lucky winner. So we'll pull that name quickly or here in just a second. So a lot of different things going on. How do you participate? I'm so glad you asked. Jessica, you can just mark that question off the list, right? I got it for you. No. So the free motion challenge quilting along, there is one little difference here. If you have participated in the past, I'm asking you to sign up and register your email. And you can do that by scanning the QR code or clicking the link in the description box below. By registering, it's going to let me know, hey, these people want to receive emails about this challenge, and then I can send out weekly links and weekly information about the challenge. So I'm not going to spam you or hit you with a lot of emails. This is just about the class. So whether you have done it in the past, participated before, if you could do that, it would just help me communicate with you directly. And when you do sign up, you'll get an email and it will have your suggested supply list. It'll have some thread placement suggestions as well as some blank diagrams for auditioning your designs. So if you want to do that, great option. My videos will be on YouTube, so that will stay the same, and they'll also be on my website. So if you don't sign up, I just can't send you the email, but you'll definitely be able to access those videos. Then once you've signed up, you're going to gather your supplies, and when the video or the challenge actually starts, the free class video series, you'll watch the weekly video and try the designs I show in that tutorial. And then you'll pop in and ask questions during the live chat, and then share pictures of your work and cheer on other quilters on our Facebook group. So we have a very large, robust, active, friendly Free Motion Challenge Quilting Along Facebook group. So great option there. So a lot of different ways to participate. Yes, I know you have until January 2nd, but we can go ahead and get it taken care of now, go ahead and get you ready to go so that once that first video goes live, we can start quilting together and having a lot of fun. A lot of details. Are you overwhelmed? I hope not, because it's meant to be fun and exciting. So I'm sure there's a few questions. There was one question that came up in the type chat before I went live, and the question was, what needle size should I use for glide thread? So if you're using glide and machine quilting on a sewing machine, I would suggest an 80 or a 90 needle. I think it's 80, 12, 90, 14, an 80 or 90. And then if you're using a long arm, a 16 or an 18 will help. It's a 40 weight thread, so whatever needle is suggested for that weight will help you out. And this is not related to the challenge, but it was a great question. Dee said, on the Midnight Quilt Show, sometimes I cut sitting down and sometimes I cut my fabric standing up. What are the benefits of both? And I thought, this is so funny. I always cut standing up unless I'm filming. So it all has to do with the camera angle. If they don't want to reposition the camera, then I had to cut sitting down, which is not fun or easy. So I always cut standing up unless I'm filming, and then I do something different there. So I thought that was kind of funny. Anyway, any questions about the challenge? Even though the challenge doesn't start until January 2nd, I will be still doing the live chats every week, so you'll have to check that out. Oh, great question, and I forgot to mention this. Can the Free Motion Challenge be done on a domestic machine? Yes, and that was on my list of things, my points to make, and I missed it. I'll be demonstrating the designs on a sewing machine and a long arm quilting machine. So no matter what kind of machine you have, you'll be able to see the design come together on that type of machine. So yes, you can do it both ways. What batting did I use on the panel? On the panel, I used Quilter's Dream Poly Select batting. It's a poly mid-loft batting, and I did 2 layers of it. A couple weeks ago, I did a whole live chat on batting, so if you want to go check out my YouTube channel, you can watch that and you'll see why and how that came about. Any special rulers that I need to do this challenge? So I'm sure you noticed a lot of those designs are beautiful and geometric. You don't have to use a ruler to create the designs, and throughout the videos, I'll demonstrate how to do that without and with a ruler. However, if you have rulers and you are comfortable or want to become comfortable with it, you can use a good straight edge ruler for quilting. So I love slim, but any straight edge ruler will work. So, but we'll talk about that in a couple weeks. We'll go over like the suggested supplies and the things you need, but nothing too crazy. Do I ever attach binding with my long arm? So this is a fun technique where you can create your binding and kind of sew it down as you work your way down the quilt. And I don't do that because it's pretty rare if I actually bind a quilt. But I've never tried it. So it'd be interesting to see everybody's comments to see who does that. So you have to leave a comment on there. All right, I know that was quick, but you know, there's a lot of stuff to go over and a lot of fun stuff to show. And now I get to announce the winner of the Fat Quarter Bundle. So the winner is Cherry Gingham. So Cherry or Sherry, if you will email us at customerservice@quiltingismytherapy.com, give us your address, we will send this beautiful goodness out to you. If you want to get your hands on that or any of the products, all you have to do is click the link in the description box or scan that QR code. Well, again, I know that was kind of quick, but I'll be back next week, next Thursday at 3 p.m. Central with another live chat. I haven't determined the topic yet, so if you have a suggestion, leave a comment below, and we'll have more fun talking. We'll have fun talking about more quilting. Until then, everybody, happy quilting.